Hey guys, welcome back. Learn for Two podcast. This is Brandon DeVere. Thank you as always for tuning in and sharing your time with me. I do appreciate that. Today is the 200th episode, so I want to do something super awesome. Very excited about it, and I want to do something special. So I wanted to invite a guest on that was one of the biggest inspirations for this podcast. He is a real estate top producer, mega team builder, speaker, father, and quite simply lover of people, Mr. Brent Gove. Hey Brent, how's it going?
Going good, man. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to take this interview. This was born from me watching you on stage back in Dallas last year, and I felt like you were speaking directly to me. I was sitting there thinking, how can I get more? How can I get more? How can I get more? And you went up there, and it felt like you were looking right at me, and you said, "You need to start coming from a place of contribution." And when that happened, that clicked. That was one of the biggest takeaways, that and fighting for milk, which maybe we'll get into in a little bit. But that comment, I took that to heart and I thought, how can I contribute? And I thought, well, I like to learn things. I like to teach to people. So how can I combine that? And that's kind of where this podcast was born. So I want to thank you up front for that. And also, if you can just kind of give us a brief background of mainly, your real estate career and kind of where you're at now.
Absolutely. And by the way, I was talking right to you.
Thank you.
So anyways, that's funny. We're right on. Yeah, let's see. Got going in real estate when I was 30. I'm 54. Quick math, I've been at this 24 years. I remember meeting those guys when I was 30. I'm like, 24 years? I couldn't even imagine being in real estate for 24 years. Fast forward, boop, snap your fingers. Here I am, 24 years. Spent my first 12 years at Remax, loved it, great experience. Decided to try Keller Williams in 2009, in the middle of the crash. Took them 9 years to recruit me. I did see a big difference, kind of saw almost neck and neck. Went to Keller Williams, loved them. So I had two great experiences, one with Remax brokerage and one with the Keller Williams brokerage. And then, of course, 3 years and 5 months, 3 days, 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 22 seconds. Kidding about, I don't know the exact detail, but about 3 years and 5 months ago, I made the switch to EXP, and that has been like life-changing. But so that's kind of the history of me. Built a huge team at Remax. Last 24 years, we've done over 4,000 sales. We didn't have REO accounts, so we did them all one at a time. And it wasn't a big investor group, flipper group. So we did actual help buyers buy and sellers sell, and did over 4,000 of those.
Wow.
It's been a great run. I love real estate, love people.
Awesome. And when you talk about how are you using contribution into what you're doing today? And like you said, I feel that when I was there, I was looking because obviously, we are kind of building our own organizations, and I was in that mindset of how can I get more for me? And when you said contribution, I said, okay, I'm doing it all wrong. And you have one of the biggest organizations in all of EXP. And how did you use contribution to get there?
By the way, you want to hear something cool next year?
Absolutely.
Just a side note. You mentioned a big organization that I've been able to build. I might pass Compass the entire company next year.
Whoa.
This year we're on track to do 50,000 closings. In COVID, for March, we just got the numbers. So I'm kind of excited. I literally got them right before this podcast. With lenders refusing to fund loans, with buyers getting scared and canceling sales. This happened. It's real. We all know. I still was able to close 3,200 properties in the month of March. So as we grow the rest of the year, when you throw in the growing, unless something goes crazy with the pandemic, we'll probably do about 50,000 closings. If we mess it up, 45,000. So my goal is to pass the entire company. Bring it on. It's just fun competition. I love Compass. They do it, but I want to pound them. I want to, just think good fun here. And if you're a Compass agent, you're just having fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm an athlete, right? And don't look like it. I'm in my 50s now, but soccer, rugby, basketball, baseball, it doesn't matter. Ping pong, pool, like Shaquille O'Neal. I'm going to beat you. I don't care if you're a baby or an adult. I'm going to win. If you watch Shaquille's show, this film was pretty funny. But he's a competitor. But I'm off topic. So it's been good. But as far as coming from contribution, I speak a lot. WCR, NALREP, ARIA, you name it, young professionals in real estate boards. Yeah, I've written books, and I like to give and put my heart into it. And so it's paid off. When I got in EXP, people, I had friends. People just listen to me like, well, if you're doing it, there must be something to it.
Yeah.
And so, in life, the size of the window you give through is the size of the window you get through. If you're a big giver, things will come to you. If you're not, you're not. And so it's been great.
Yeah, and I've seen you speak so many times. On camera or on stage. I just saw you most recently down in Puerto Vallarta, which was a great time. Ton of fun down there. But there some of the things that the quotes that you say. One of them is like, if you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. That one, it always sticks with me, because you do have that. You can get into that limiting belief, mindset, that, oh, I can't do this. So, but that's that person. I've actually told people on my team, they go, well, I'm not Brent Gove. And I said, no, either am I. But he's been building a relationship with people for 20 years. And this happened to be where he's been doing this. He's been building a relationship, actual relationship, not just trying to build a relationship for his own well-being, I guess. And so that is a huge deal. When you said your quotes, I go, oh, write that one down.
I got a new one for you.
Perfect.
I said I did the Texas state meeting for all of Texas for EXP, and I love this quote. It's so apropos to the environment we're in, and it goes like this: it is not because things are difficult that you do not try. It is because you do not try that things are difficult.
Nice.
Isn't that awesome? Like right now, everyone's like deer in the headlights, right? It's like, what do I do? Deer in the headlights, Get out there and just do anything. Go nuts, do some stuff. I told him in Texas, talk to 10 people a day. Just check up on them. You don't have to mention real estate. You talk to 300 people in the next 30 days. Head an elephant one bite at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. That sort of thing. There's another one for you. But and you, anyone who talks to 300 people in the next 30 days, like, well, who would I talk to? Just find 10 today. Worry about tomorrow. Just check in on 10 people today. Check in on your dry cleaner. Call your dentist. How are you? Just check. You don't have to mention real estate. They'll go, how are you? How's real estate? You know what? We need to sell our house. We need to buy a house. We need to buy an investment. I'm in a 1031. Blah, blah, blah. How are interest rates? And then the rest goes. Don't bring up real estate, but I'm telling you can. But there's a simple way to grow your business. But isn't that true? And by the way, that was Seneca. That's a really old, it's like ancient Chinese proverb, right?
Do you happen to listen or subscribe to the Daily Stoic?
I've heard of it. I have not been a part of it yet. I have heard of this. It's a pretty famous podcast, right?
Yeah. It's Ryan Holiday. He's an author. I think he has I think he's an author. I go through books and half read them and then get excited about it and then go do something. But Ego is the Enemy is one of the books that he wrote, and he does the Daily Stoic, and he basically, his podcast is can be 3 to 5 minutes, and it's him reading a passage from Seneca, Epictetus, all these. But it really changed my mindset for sure. And one of the best ways I can describe it is he talks about the scoreboard. He's like, the scoreboard is the scoreboard. The way that you choose to react to it is on you. So I'm originally from Seattle. I live in Las Vegas now, but I'm a Seahawk fan. If I'm watching the Seahawks play the Niners, the score is the score, but it depends on who I'm a fan of as to how I am emotionally involved with that. So it is.
I'm a Niners fan, by the way.
I thought you might be.
You just dropped a few in my book. I'm kidding. Yeah, I love you, man. It's okay. We can still be friends.
Awesome. But anyways, that's a way to look at it, where, a lot of times we think the things that are happening, it's the same as the 90 or 10% is what, or 10%, what is that quote? 10% is what happens to us. 90% is how we react to it.
Very good. How you respond in life.
Yeah. Same kind of deal. And that's right now, a lot of people are going through, I think it might be a little bit more helpful for some right now that everyone's kind of going through it together in their own way, of course, but now, bootstrap, get up and get after it. But yeah, you bringing up Seneca. So that's what I thought of.
That's good.
The Daily Stoic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're doing, like I said, you're speaking all over all the time. You have multiple calls with people, and you're basically just kind of sharing what has you so excited about sharing, let's say the EXP opportunity.
Well, I mean, I've always in 1 year we sold 427 homes, my team, no REO back in '05, and 318 were people we met at open houses. So we really figured out a great strategy for how to get, 50 to 100 people to the open house. Most agents in Sacramento, I'm from Northern California, would get 10, 20, 30 would be a huge turnout. We would get 50 to 100. So there's a strategy there. And then we would collect Social Security numbers. So my team, like my personal record is in 3.5 hours on a rainy, wintry day. I had to bungee cord my signs to trees and telephone poles. I had to change my shirt, my clothes, because it rained so hard. I was drenched, towel off, try to fix my hair. And in the next 3.5 hours, I had 37 people come through. They're like, "You're crazy. You're the only open house in town." I go, "I know, because I live by my calendar. My calendar says this is what you're going to do. This is what you do, big boy." And so I did it in a hailing storm, convinced 37 strangers to give me their private Social Security numbers. And so, I would share this information publicly, and my team's like, "What are you doing? We've got the roadmap to El Dorado." I mean, Sunday morning, I wake up, I don't know anybody. I meet 37 strangers, run their credit Monday through my lender. He did it. He paid for it. I get 19 approved buyers Monday afternoon, not internet leads. 19 people I've shaken hands with, looked them in the eyes, said something that was so compelling. They go, "Here's my private Social Security number." Nobody put John Wayne, Mickey Mouse, Elvis Presley in a fake Social Security number. They were all accurate. 19 approved buyers that cost me nothing 24 hours later. I could do that all day, every day, and it's like riding a bike once you learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to keep that information private. I'm just kidding. So the way you get, if you want to see my open house program, that kills it. Even to this day, I'm known for open house training, done it 20 years. It's different. If you're not collecting Social Security numbers at open houses, you do not even know what you're doing. So you should be collecting Social Security numbers. You want to learn how to do it? I taught it at my local board. They usually do 40 people for lunch on Fridays. I showed up. They never had more than 40. They had 240 people show up to hear me teach that. Somebody recorded it, gave it to me. I put it out. You can watch it. My team freaks out. Why are you giving that information? Because I want to change people's lives. You could go do this anywhere. It may not be for you. Maybe you're an internet lead guy. I'm not. I'm in a tech company, and I'm not an internet lead guy. It's great. I like to touch people, feel them, shake their hand, look them in the eye, that sort of thing. My mom always said, if I can meet them, they're mine. That's what my mom said. She's a 55-year-old stockbroker. If I can just get them in their car, they're mine. I'm going to sell them a house. And I'm her son, and I'm the same way. So here's the deal. That training, if you want to watch it, it's nothing for sale. BrentGoveResources.com. Click on Real Estate Agent Training. You'll see Mega Open House. Click there. All the forums I use, everything is right there. You can't miss it. Enjoy, go prosper. So there's an example. My team would freak out, but you're either a giver or a taker in life. Be a giver, be a life enhancer. That's the people on this podcast. That's the people you attract. Life enhancers, givers. That's it. It's okay. There's takers. They'll take, but be a giver.
Yeah. And you have absolutely. I'll back that up. I've been on BrentGoveResources.com multiple times. I've looked at a couple different things in there, watch you speak multiple times on there as well. You answer my texts, you return call. Like I've texted you before and you call me a minute later. Hey, I got this.
And you're not in my business. You're not even in my business. Yeah. If you sell homes, you do really well. I don't make a dime. I help Coldwell Banker agents. I help Remax agents. In the end, we're human beings with families, right? It's okay whether you're at EXP or Keller Williams or Remax, we're still going to love you and help you. That's what life's about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought that was pretty awesome of EXP actually to give out, the training to the world and give out to other agents. I talked to an agent up in Seattle, and he told me that he works for Coldwell Banker, I think. But he said that I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, we have 800 agents that are doing nothing." And I said, I'm like, "Hey, well, you want some training? You want to get in here? Go take it. Meet me in the world. I'll take you, show you kind of where you can get, tomorrow at 1, they're doing how to use video in your business. It's huge right now. Video has been huge. I watched Kyle Whistle a couple of weeks ago. Awesome training that you put on there. And again, open to open to everybody. Come learn. And so
Yeah, Kyle Whistle, for those people who know him, BombBomb's like one of the major video platforms. They voted Kyle Whistle #1 guy in North America for all companies, and he happens to be EXP agent in San Diego. And then because of that, Inman News had him as a keynote, one of their top main stage speakers, and he killed it. So we recently just had Kyle Whistle on, interviewed him for an hour. He killed it. The guy's incredible. You love him, and he's in the world, the EXP world, because he's teaching how to use video, social media to dominate. By the way, do you know in February he earned $678,000 in commissions, gross commissions in a month, not the year, in a month. So people should go into the EXP world. You should contact Brandon DeVere, get a guest pass, go in there and learn from one of the top agents in the country. Pretty cool.
yeah, it was that hour. I was blown away. I was going, oh, this, and me
Cool.
coming from a place of, part of the reason that I have a podcast and everything like that. And I'm listening to him, and he put that slide up there that said, basically 7% of communication is written, like visual only, and then like 35 is audio or something like that. But it came to be like 54 or 64% this video, and it could be as little as so this podcast itself will be available in this video style and also audio. So
do you do it once a week, every day? How often do you podcast?
So my podcast is, it's a journal. So there's 3 things. You are actually my 6th guest so far. But I originally started, and the idea was going to be number 1 is to document my journey to grow an international real estate team. 2, to learn with the intent to teach to others. And 3, to find my voice for those who are in need of it. And so that's my 3. And also on the contribution train, I started teaching a free class on how agents can start their own podcast.
How often do you do your podcast? I missed that. How often?
Monday through Friday. Yeah, sorry.
You do it every day.
I do it every day. So it can be anywhere between 8 and 15 minutes of me, and it's me talking about what have I learned today that I can share with somebody else, and these interviews as well have been kind of sprinkled in when I feel it's important.
About starting one in May. Everybody does them. I'm thinking about starting one myself, maybe once a week or something. I don't know if there's a rule on how it works.
Just be consistent. That's it. I got Sam Rodriguez called me the other day because we're working on his a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, how do I get this going?" I'm like, "Oh, do this, and this." But yeah, I mean, just be consistent and make sure that don't say you're gonna do it once a week and then do 3 in 1 week and then nothing for a month and then come back.
Do you have a name? Do you have a name of your podcast? Is it named? Is there a name?
Yeah, it's called the Learn for 2 podcast.
That's right. I think you said that. The Learn for 2 podcast. That's right.
Yep. So that was
I'm thinking about name in mind. You'll be the first one. It's a secret. It's just you and me, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about name in mind, On Fire with Brent Gove. Because I like to just go nuts and get up there. So just thinking about it. I'm not saying that'll be the name of the podcast, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to start May 1st, first week in May, and just give it a shot. I think I'll start off slow, do it once a week. It'll be on a slow burn with Brent Gove. I don't know.
No, it's good though. Like, for one of the things for me that has made the most impact on me actually doing it daily is that my eyes have to be open. It's a little bit harder right now because I'm in my house, like hanging around. It's harder to observe. But one of the things was I had my son going to school, his first day of first grade this year, and one of the things that I was able to relate was he's like, "Dad, you're going to stay here while the kindergarten." He walked across the fence and I was right there. First grade, he's like 100 yards down to go where he gets taken into class. So he's like, "You're going to stay here right for me, right?" I go, "Yeah." So I stayed there, and he took a step and looked back, took a couple more steps, looked back, and then he did that. And I stayed there until he got over there. Well, after about the first week, it was he'd take a few more steps and look back, a few more steps. And basically I just said, you know what? You don't always have to be in front of your kid to know that for them to know that you're there. But when they do check, same thing like in when you're running a team, they just have to know that you'll be there. They don't necessarily have to see you, but now he can turn around and run. So those are the kind of stories that I like to share.
Very sweet. Very cool.
With that. So, but yeah, that's kind of what it has been. But as far as moving a little bit forward towards the opportunity that is going on right now, I feel there's pretty much three things for an opportunity. I may be a little naive to think I believe everyone has opportunities presented to them at some point. I'm not naive enough to think that we all get the same opportunity presented to us, or even as many as everyone, but I believe we all get opportunities presented to us. But I think there's three main factors. One, I think it has to present itself. So there may be a luck factor there for it to present itself. But I also believe that you need to be able to recognize it. So if you think you're not getting opportunities, maybe you're getting them, you're just not recognizing them. And then number three, I believe you need to be able to act on it for it to be an actual opportunity. I think you need to present itself. You need to recognize and then act on it. And right now we have an incredible opportunity. I talk all the time about being able to break the geographical barriers of what my business once could become. Now I have a business in Canada that I couldn't have done before. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about, we have this opportunity, and what are your feelings on, I guess, opportunity in itself, or what is the major benefit of this EXP?
Of EXP? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, at Remax and Keller Williams, it was helping buyers buy, sellers sell. At EXP, it's the same thing, helping buyers buy, sellers sell. We closed 3,200 homes this month, not year. So we're people say EXP agents don't sell, really? Because I'm going to pass Compass next year. Not EXP, me. EXP blew by Compass this year as a company, and they blew by Redfin. People are like, well, Redfin's a tech company, EXP's a tech company. How do they, what are they like? I go, we grew a Redfin this year. In other words, we added enough agents that were more than all of Redfin. I mean, we're just booming. So, but as far as, oh shoot, I blanked out on the question. What was the question? I totally
just talking about like opportunity and why.
Yes. I got a little distracted with all that.
No, you're good.
So basically the difference is at EXP, we still help buyers buy and sellers sell, but now we're getting stock awards. I have over $500,000 worth of stock in 3 years compared to 20 years of a big fat goose egg. I owned nothing of Remax International, old Keller Williams International. Dave Liniger owns Remax. He's a billionaire. Gary Keller owns Keller Williams. He's a billionaire. Buy a franchise. You know how little the franchises make at most of these companies? It's very little. It'd be like a pay cut, taking a 75% pay cut and then dealing with 300 agents and liability. No, I mean, it is not something I'm interested in doing. And so to be able to get involved in a company, and does everybody make millions of dollars? No, but you are paid in direct proportion to the amount of value you bring to the market. If you don't like what you've been paying, what you're getting, what the market's paying you, you need to look at what value you're bringing to the market. And so to get the stock awards and to get the revenue sharing, and it was like, I mean, I can't even tell you, I make more in a month than it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month from rev share. Yeah. I mean, it's like they said it wouldn't work. It's not sustainable. Now they know it's sustainable. It's been over a decade, and it works. Obviously, now they just say I'm lucky. And I don't know. The harder I work, the luckier I get. There's a quote for you, right? Yeah. And so it's tremendous. And then you have all the education. We had 147 classes last week in the cloud. 100. It's like a major university campus. What do they cover? Go in, find out. And then lead generation. They actually use KV Core. That really works. I mean, I'll give you the facts. Here are facts. I was at Remax for 12 years and got, I think, 3 leads in 12 years. They just don't lead generate for the agents. They don't read back. They don't expect that. It's fine. But what if it didn't have to be that way? And then you hear about Coldwell Banker. Well, I get leads for my franchise, but I pay a 40% referral fee or a 50% referral fee, or relocation companies. They want half your commission, or like, oh, that doesn't sound good. So I go to Keller Williams, and they had, My Edge, MyKW, E-Edge. Now it's Command and all these things. But I was there 8 years, and I was top agent. I got 0 leads in 8 years. And you think, well, come on, companies don't provide leads. EXP does. They're partnered with KV Core, and you market that thing. I have people with homes in escrow, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, $1 million, $1.5 million from KV Core. It's one of the top 5 lead generation systems in America. Boomtown, Tiger Leads, Commissions Inc., KV Core, all this stuff. And every agent gets one. You think, well, then how's it going to work? You guys, there's 2 million agents in North America. So it's a long answer to a short question, but obviously there was no comparison. It's like, could comparing EXP to any of the brokerage, and I'm just straight up, it's like high school football compared to the Seattle Seahawks, to use your, like, it's just like, you just, oh, no, it's not, no, it's not. Do your homework, do the math, it's numbers. Look at the model, Don't look at EXP, look at the model of EXP, look at the math and the numbers, and stop listening to your manager at your brokerage, your broker at your brokerage, your team leader at your brokerage, your whoever it is, because they don't want you to leave. And I'll give it back to you, Brandon, but if you're leaving Coldwell Banker for Sotheby's, they won't go, hey, Sotheby's is so much better. If you're leaving Sotheby's for Keller Williams, they will go, Dad, I'm so glad you found Keller Williams. They're so much better than Sotheby's. They'll all say, what are you doing? Are you kidding? They're a low-end company, Keller Williams, Sotheby's, Christie's auction house, and they will do everything in their power. You're just leaving the team. You're leaving the Boston Red Sox for the New York Yankees. They're never going to go. They hate each other. There's this my team against your team. You don't leave Century 21 for Berkshire Hathaway. You don't leave Berkshire Hathaway for, whoever, Coldwell Banker. So don't be surprised when your manager has told you stories and stories and stories. Because I'm telling you, Sean Kokoska used to be the president of Keller Williams MAPS University, is now at EXP. I mean, Don Hobbs Herder, famous, now at EXP. Nolly Williams, Jay Kinder Reese, now at Tariq. Am I saying his name right? That new guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's got a big flipper. It's a huge, massive national. Now, I could name hundreds. We had 6,000 join us in the last 90 days. So watch themodelexplained.com and then call Brandon. Watch themodelexplained.com if you want to know how it works, and call Brandon. Now, if you're already working with a friend, call your friend. But if you're not working with anybody and you want to know how the model works, it's the best presentation I ever did, and it's been edited down, sped up, to the point, spot on. Themodelexplained.com, and call Brandon, and he'll answer your questions.
Yeah, that was like you said, the best one so far. And I love how you're working to perfect your craft and giving it and just saying, hey agent, you don't need to do this. Let me do it. And you can share it with others, to make the point. So I think that's incredible what you're doing there. I did want to talk briefly about something that you mentioned about, you said it didn't have to be that way. And you mentioned about they weren't getting leads and that's how it wasn't, but did it have to be that way? It's something different. And one thing that has really hit me strong. Have you read The Purpose Driven Church by Rick Warren?
Oh, Rick Warren. Yeah. Awesome guy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So there's actually two things I've written in here, but one is highlighted is.
I read The Purpose Driven Life though, not The Purpose Driven Church.
Okay. So this is where he's comparing him building a new church. What he said is, we've been able to experiment with far more ideas than the average church, mostly due to the fact that we didn't have decades of tradition to deal with.
Ooh.
So
powerful.
Yeah. So talking about how, tradition is great and it can be great, but it can also hinder your growth because you have to.
Well, Christopher Columbus said, you know what? Even though that ocean looks flat, it's round. There's this thing called gravity holding it all together. And of course, he discovered a whole new world. If you're watching this, it's your time to discover a whole new world. Tradition. I love Fiddler on the Roof. Okay, I get it. Tradition's cool. But you know what? The 700,000 horse and buggy drivers at the turn of the century were not excited about Henry Ford's new Model T4 because it would backfire and scare the horses. And they tried to shut him down, but you can't stop progress. The steam engine created locomotives, and they could take down a mountain with the steam engine. And it's progress, light, not fire, light. Thomas Edison light bulb. Progress is good. The Hilton Corporation 10 years ago, massive multi-billion dollar company. But 10 years ago, this guy sitting at a computer, just like mine, starts, just him. And I think, I believe the value of Hilton Corporation, as I remember, is 18 billion, not 5, 18. Well, today Airbnb is valued at $31 billion last I looked. Now, it's been a year, but anyways, the point is, There was no rules with Airbnb. Uber broke the rules of yellow cab. Amazon broke the rules of retail. Now they're the largest corporation in the world, employing more people. And lose the rules. I used to think as a Remax, I don't need any leads from Remax. I don't need leads from Keller. I'll go get my own. I don't want to. But what if you could go get your own plus get some? Because I have a big sales organization now. They get leads through KV Core, which they would only have because they're at EXP. I mean, they can get it on their own, sign a 1-year contract, pay $600 a month, but every EXP gets one for $50 a month, not $600 a month, $50 a month. It's affordable. That's what's the word? It can keep going. It's longevity.
Like
$600 a month. Not everyone can swing that. $50 a month, you can swing that. And so, and I hear too many sales. I never heard of people have so many homes in escrow at Remax and Keller. I'm not putting them down. I love both companies, but it's just a different model, and you should look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've learned recently, as talking to some other agents, is that I believe, again, not putting anybody down, but I believe EXP is more of an entrepreneur and business mindset. And I think that a lot of real estate agents end up at kind of in other spots with the employee mindset, having to go to a place to be told.
I don't know if I agree with that. I'm
okay.
straight up. Here's my take on it. And I don't mean that I'm not disagreeing with you, but I have a little different take. I think there are massive entrepreneurs and free enterprise and creative thinkers at those other companies, but they've been told by the ownership group, the regional directors, the TC, the team leaders, the brokers, the sales manager, that EXP is some sort of a crazy, illegitimate deal. Well, we're on the NASDAQ and we're publicly traded, and we're valued at, last I checked, $600-700 million, almost $1 billion. I mean, it's for real. This is for real. And so I think that they can't see the forest through the trees. And I'll be honest with you, if I was making $3.9 million a year like I used to make at Remax, I probably would have never gone to Keller Williams. What brought me to Keller Williams is when I was making less than the crash. And if I was at Keller Williams and I was, after expenses, making like $800,000-900,000 a year net, which is good net, you're not rich by the time you pay taxes and everything on it, right? But you make a good living. But if I'd been making, I probably wouldn't have been at EXP. Some people are just on a high at Sotheby's or Christie, and they're like, I remember thinking when Mike Brody tried to recruit me to Keller Williams in 2005, I'm not going to Keller Williams. I'm sure they're a great company. Why should I drop the boat? I'm killing it, 3.9 million. Now, were you doing bad at Keller? I was doing 118 million in sales. I was bored. Go to work at 10, leaving at 3, take the weekends off, and just had an 18 agent team, 12 buyer specialists, 6 listing specialists, 3 full-time employees, 2 part-time, rocking and rolling. I carried 18 to 28 listings. I was just bored. And I didn't know I was bored. We would go to lunch and putt for 2 hours. We'd always go to golf courses. We'd bring our putters and we putt for like $5 a putt. And I'd get up $40, $50, $60. We do it for hours. You do that because you're bored. And so I saw this model and I went, oh my gosh, it just makes sense. I think it'll work. I didn't know it would work, Brandon. 6 months later, I had 300 agents on my organization, which is a large franchise office. 13 months later, I had 870. Today, I have over 7,300 in my 7 generations, which was copied from Keller Williams. They have a 7 generation payout profit share. We have 7 generation payout revenue share. If you send an agent to an office that is unprofitable, nothing is shared. If there is no profit, there's nothing to share. If there's a little bit of profit, a little bit of shared. We're revenue share. It is outrageous. Think about my 5th month, Brandon, it was $25,000 a month revenue share. You could chunk down your home mortgage. You could save for retirement. You could pay off a few credit cards. And then it just went, I'm in all 50 states today, every province of Canada, Australia, the UK. We're opening 40 countries in the next 10 years. People are going to go, what happened? And remember when Airbnb came on? Who are they? Now, they're huge. Uber, I'm not getting someone's car. Now Uber and Lyft are very popular. Netflix, I'm not going to watch a movie on my phone. I want to watch it on my big TV, like this thing right here, right? And now they're going to go, what happened? And they're going to miss it because they listened to people they respected who said it's bad. And they don't want you to leave the family of XYZ Real Estate Corporation. So they're going to tell you, they're going to find reasons why they think it's bad. And we're not perfect. EXP isn't perfect. It's got flaws. Man, it's amazing. It is like amazing. Watch themodelexplained.com. Take the veils off your eyes. Well, just watch it. Tear it apart if you want. But look at the math. Look at the numbers. Look at the science. And then if you're not talking to anyone at EXP, call Brandon.
Thank you, Brent. I wanted to kind of piggyback a little bit on what you're talking about. The if you're not profitable, if the profit center is not profitable. I have a couple in my organization, and they 3 months in to being with EXP, they got a rev share check of about $2,300. They were
That's normal.
They were
That's not unusual at all.
Yeah, they were with KW 3 months before that, but for 9 years, and they got their profit share check that same month, and it was $2.37.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I was there 8 years, recruited 55 people to my old brokerage, not EXP, and my profit share last month was like $17. And they're struggling. They're struggling to make a profit as there's more competition entering. And they got massive overhead. EXP is cloud-based. We have no overhead. I mean, I have my own office, but I pay for it. EXP doesn't that fly in the face of EXP. You haven't watched themodelexplained.com. You obviously don't understand it. I believe agents should have offices. We just go get our own. I mean, here at Regis, there's hundreds of professionals. I help people buy homes here all the time. We help people sell their homes here all the time. That never happened at Remax or Keller because I was surrounded by agents. Here I'm surrounded around lawyers and architects and CPAs and financial planners and commercial insurance brokers and blah, 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 blah. And they all buy and sell real estate and they need a good agent. I'm like, hey guys, I'm here. And I'm getting a cup of coffee at the coffee thing. And when I went to Remax and Keller Williams for 20 years, I get a cup of coffee. I meet an agent. And they're not going to buy a house through me. They're not going to list their home through me. Get out of your dumb brokerage. Tradition. Blow it up, do it different. They're hubs. There's thousands and thousands of them. They are the rage business hubs. I'm in one now. They're gorgeous. They're here. You want to see? I'm afraid to unplug my little connection here, though. I don't know. Well, I'll try to spin it around. I'm plugged in with my wire. But there's my little Northern California, nice little view today. Wish I could show you my office. I actually have a cord plugged in. I think if I unplug it, I'm not hooked into the Wi-Fi, so it'll disconnect. Broadcast, sorry, but I love my Regis office, and I believe in offices. You should have an office. Just go get your own. Well, I get a free one from Coldwell Banker. Really? What do you pay them? 80 grand a year, 40 grand a year. Hard cap 16. I'll get my own office. Beautiful. There's 15 people can fit in this little office here. It's a nice big private suite. $9.95 a month. Well, I don't need something that big. You can get one like Brandon's right there with $295 a month for your own private office if you want one. If you don't want one, don't get one. But I digress.
Yeah, no worries. Well, Brent, thank you so much. Do you have any other thing? You're bringing the fire. Get me excited as always. Do you have anything else that you want to leave off with?
Yeah, I'm doing an event in August 26th, 27th, and 28th. Started 2.5 years ago with 4 of us golfing. And this August, we have over 4,000 people flying in from all over the U.S., Canada, Australia, the UK. Probably be some agents from Mexico. Just check. We're not in Mexico yet, but we're going to be opening in Mexico. We're going to do that in the fourth quarter this year. It might have got bumped to next year because of the pandemic stuff. But there'll be people from all over the world flying in for this. The Dallas Gaylord Inn Resort. It's the Gaylord Inn Resort. It's a 5-star, gorgeous resort, just stunning. August 26th, 27th, and 28th. And I went ahead and reached out to Tony Robbins. He's going to stop in his G4, G5, whatever he's flying these days. He's speaking the third day. I got him batting cleanup. So we got Tony Robbins the final day. The event for 3 days, including Tony Robbins, is $297. I'm not in the seminar business. I don't need to make money off of you. And no, I'm not feeding you dinner or lunch. You can get your own food. That's why we're keeping the price so low. If we fed you the chicken and mashed potatoes and whatever terrible convention food you normally get, it would be $500-600 a ticket. So we're able to do it for $297. Our stage, just the stage, just $260,000 for the lights, the camera, the action, the video, the sound, just sitting there with nothing happening. It's going to be 100 yards of LED lighting and like a football field. My thing is going to be moving, and Tony Robbins on the final is going to be up there going nuts. And we're going next level. So to go from 4 guys golfing 2.5 years ago to over 4,000 people. Don't miss that. The founder of EXP, Glenn Sanford's going to be there. Jason Gessing, our CEO, Dave Kennord, our president, Stacy Onanen, president of Brokerage Services. Everybody's coming. It's a big deal. Put it on your calendar, August 26th, 27th, 28th. It's the end of August. We are hopeful that COVID-19 will be behind us and that we will be able to have that group meeting. Is it for sure? No, but at this point, we're planning on it. We think we're going to make it.
Awesome. And then also, if you could just mention on Saturdays, you're doing something called We Were Built for This.
Yeah. Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern. It's called We Were Built for This .live. And we were built for this .live, L-I-V-E, not .com, and just pops up on your screen. Usually it takes a minute or two for the live feed to kick in. Hang in there. Last week, there was somebody missed a button and we were a bit late. But this week, that is not going to happen. So we have a great speaker this week. We got Rob Flick, Gene Frederick. He sits on the board of our publicly traded company, Gene Frederick. He's famous. Scott Lewis from Houston area, amazing. And then, of course, I'll be there. And we have a special guest who's done literally billions and billions and billions of dollars in real estate sales. And he's going to talk to you about where the hot markets are in America. He spends $100,000 a month on research, on data, market data. He personally drops $100,000 a month to see what's hot in America, what's not in America, where the trends are, where to buy. So if you have ever heard someone speak who drops $100,000, he deals in the billions and billions and billions of dollars in real estate. That's our guest speaker this Saturday morning. What's the date this Saturday morning? That's April what? Because this may go out later. I don't want to miss it.
The 24th. No, it'll be out in a couple days on Thursday.
Okay, so the point is, just for people who might watch this podcast later, it's April 25th at 9 p.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and that's builtforthis.live. I think, or is it We Were Built for This? Right now, I forget the name of it.
I think it's We Were Built for This.
I don't think so.
But what I'll do, I'll also put this in the liner notes of the podcast.
Built for this.
I'll just have a link. Is it built for this?
I think it's built for this.live. I should know. My staff put it together. I'm a little embarrassed right now. He'll put it in the links. This goes to show anybody can succeed.
You know what? On that same page that I just wrote, that I told you of the Purpose Driven Church, that quote from there, on that same page, I wrote in red ink, take massive imperfection. Oh my God. Now I'm getting embarrassed.
That's funny. I know I did that with the Seneca quote.
Yeah. So what did I write? Yeah. There's take imperfect action daily. Take massive imperfect action daily. So that's
tongue twister.
Yeah. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say imperfect.
I have another good one. Input equals output. So be really careful what you put in here.
Yeah.
Input equals out. If you're listening to the news all the time and you're all freaked out, your output's going to be freaky.
Yep.
So careful.
Yep. Built for this .live.
I was right. Was I right?
Got it right here.
I was right. Built for this .live.
You were right. Perfect. Awesome. Well, Brent, I appreciate you taking the time with me. As I said, this is a big honor for me because 199 episodes have happened. And because of you talking to me, and my micro commitment is I don't have a day or time when this will ever end. This podcast, at least, it may morph into something else, but my micro commitment is do one a day, Monday through Friday. And I've grown like massively from thinking about the contribution of how I can put something in front of others. Awesome. So I do want to thank you for that, and hope to see you in August. Oh, thank you very much.
I'll see you in August, and it was an honor to be here today on your podcast. Brandon DeVere, check him out. He's the man. You guys know, you already watch him. All right, man. Thanks for having me on, Brandon.
All right. Thank you.